Going on, everybody? It's me, your boy Derek Tadpole Dallas, coming at you again with another video that I felt was dropped in my heart to share with you guys. As always, I want to tell you thank you again for the subscriptions, and I'm trying to get these subscriptions on up. More people subscribing, and I'm hearing a lot of great feedback. More people are starting to respond when I say at the end of the video who needed to hear that. They're saying I needed to hear that. So it's really good that I see that individuals are catching on to what's being done and able to follow with what I'm saying. So I really want to let you know that I really appreciate that, because there's a ton of YouTube channels that you could be on, but you taking the time to stop here and hear this. I feel like God directed you here. Hopefully and prayerfully I'll say something that's going to be encouraging to you, because that's what it's all about. I want to be an encourager and share some things that maybe will help you in some way of some form or fashion. That's just what it's all about to me. I'm looking to be able to give some kind of insight, like I say, some kind of revelation. And so I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. I'm feeling a great sense of fulfillment in doing it. And like I said, if you have anything that you might want to talk about, or any subject, just put it in the comments. And if it's something that I know about, I'll be more than willing to share, because listen, I got a ton of stuff in me, so I'm grateful for the platform. Today I want to talk for a couple of minutes about fear. Fear, F-E-A-R, and we're gonna use it as an acronym. Fear, we know what fear is. Fear, F-E-A-R. I heard an acronym F-E-A-R was false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. Now, you know, in this world that we live in, everybody, I don't care who they are, they have some sort of fear or another. I myself personally, I'm afraid of cockroaches. You can laugh. I was raised in the hood, raised in the projects. I'm afraid of cockroaches, because boy, I've been afraid of them since I've been a little kid. But I'll kill them if I have to. I'll kill them if I have to. In other words, I have to face my fear at one point or another, because the truth of the matter is the cockroach can only harm me if I allow it to. You know, you got people that's fearful of all kind of stuff. They're afraid of the dark. They're afraid of the dark. They're afraid of dying. They're afraid of diseases. They're afraid of failure. They're afraid of success. They have a fear of heights. They have a fear of drowning, a fear of burning up in a fire. You know, I don't shoot down nobody for what they're afraid of having a fear, because fear is a part of this life. You're going to have fears. But there's a difference between having a fear and being fearful. Being fearful, being a person that's full of fear. You're afraid of you're fearful of a multiplicity of things. I mean, you're afraid of everything. And the reason I want to talk about fear today is because, you know, some way or another, you're going to have to grab a hold and get a grasp of your fears. One great president said the only thing to fear is fear itself. Nobody can go out and catch fear. Like you can go out and say, I want you to bring back the boogeyman for me. Bring back a fear monster and let me see what it looks like. You can't do it, because fear with each individual may look like something different. Fear may look like one thing to one person and something else to somebody else. I'm gonna give you a quick example. Many times you are fearful because of what you don't know, or your perception of something. If you perceive that a cockroach or something can hurt you or harm you, whatever it may be, your perception of it is going to be your reality. Imagine 3 giant, clear, let's say like tubes with water in them. Let's say like tubes, but let's say a big casing filled with water, like a dunk tank. You know, like a giant dunk tank when the person throws the ball and they hit and the person falls in the water. Well, I want you to imagine 3 huge ones. They might be like 8 feet high, let's say 8 or 15 feet high. 3 of them, clear, you can see through, you can see the water. You got 1, 2, 3. Okay, inside of one of them, inside of all 3 of them is sharks. You got sharks swimming around, one shark swimming around in the bottom of each one of these. And I want you to follow what I'm saying. You got a shark swimming in this first one, a shark swimming in the second one, a shark swimming in the third one. Okay, on top of each one of them, you got 3 different people standing on top of them. On the first one, you got a man standing on top of it. He cannot swim, and he's horrified of sharks. What you supposed to happen if you hit that thing and he fall into that water? Even if the shark don't get to him, the fact that he cannot swim, that's one fear. Then the fact that it's a shark in there, that's another fear. And then the fear of drowning, that's a third. So he'll probably die as soon as he get in the water before anything even actually happens. He'll die quicker than anything because fear will cripple him. Fear has torment. Fear in and of itself will torment you by itself. Okay, suppose on the second one, it's a person that can swim very well. And they see the shark in there and they fall in. They fall in the water. Even though they can swim, their perception or the fear of the shark can cause them to die because of the fear of the shark. They can torment themselves by the thought of, if this shark gets to me, even though they can swim, they can wear themselves out and they can eventually die or harm themselves in a terrible way. Okay, that's the first and the second one. Think about the third person. This person is a marine biologist, can swim very well, and understands that all these sharks in these tanks are nurse sharks. They don't even eat meat. They're not even carnivores. They can't harm anybody. They're not even thinking about it. They're more afraid of you than you are of them. So what you think is supposed will happen if this third person fall in the water? He can swim, and he knows what kind of shark it is. He knows that it can't harm him. Well, the difference between these three people is their realities, their perceptions, and what they know. This man knew so much about it, he don't have to be afraid because he knows this shark, this is harmless. But what we don't know many times can torment us, or what we're afraid to face can torment us. It can torment us to the point where it almost can even harm you and almost allow you to kill yourself. Like right now in this time, we got this COVID-19 junk going on. You got all this stuff going on. And you got so many people that are tormented because of fear. I mean, to the point where you're doing things that ain't even natural or normal to yourself. You are really escalating the problem by just being fearful by itself. You're so afraid that you're gonna get it that you're breaking down your own immune system by being tormented and horrified by the thought of getting it. You're doing stuff that you normally wouldn't do. You spraying Lysol all in your face, all under your arms, all on your feet, all on your shoes, because you are afraid, because you're tormented by fear. And it's torturing you because of the fact that you're thinking that I'm protecting myself. Truth be told, one of the ways you can protect yourself is through learning more things about certain things that you're fearful of. I'm not saying go in there and grab no rattlesnake by the head or go in there and kiss a cobra in the face. That's not what I'm telling you to do. But I'm saying many things you're afraid of, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. And you don't even understand that because your instant response is to just be horrified and to run. Sooner or later, you're going to have to deal with something. You're going to have to. You're going to have to. Think about you're going to live another 50, 60 years and you tormented. All it's going to do is get worse and worse as you get older and older because you are not trying to face your fears. I didn't want to particularly get on YouTube. People talk to me about this because I always had something to talk about. But the thing about it was I said, you know what? The worst thing can happen is they don't like me. I'm just going to get on there and I'm going to share with my heart, from my heart, what I think that'll help somebody. But now I'm doing it. It's not at all like I thought it was going to be because I faced it. I faced it. It wasn't a fear, but it was something that I just didn't want to do because I was saying, you know what, I don't know how this is going to turn out or whatever. So I guess in a way I was a kind of fearful, like, what if it don't work like I wanted to? But the truth of the matter is it's not on me how it works. It's on me to share what I need to share, and whoever it helps, let it help them. If it don't, it don't. It is what it is. But I think about like in our own natural mind. I don't know if you ever seen that movie called Mousetrap. It's this whole movie about this man trying to catch this one little mouse, trying to stop this one little mouse. But I remember one particular part that sticks out in my mind. This man got a whole room and he set the whole room up full of mouse traps. I mean, the room was a huge room, but it had mouse traps back to back. I mean, rows and rows of mouse traps. And what happened was he was expecting this one mouse to come through there, and one of these traps he figured was going to catch this mouse. And so what happened was he was in there fixing the traps. In some kind of way, he accidentally hit one of the traps, and it booby trapped all maybe 2,000 of the traps. They're popping like popcorn. All the traps are just popping until every one of the traps popped and the little mouse went right by and was gone. I said that to say this. In our mind, when you're fearful, all it takes is for one little thought to trigger in your mind. If one thought would trigger something in your mind, and that one thought will set off 2,000 more crazy thoughts to back up the first thought you thought about. Something happens, say, man, you're gonna get COVID. And when what you do, instead of saying, I'm not gonna get no COVID, I don't care if everybody get it, I'm not gonna get it, it's not gonna touch me. That's how I believe it's not gonna touch me. You think I'm gonna get COVID. So now what you're doing is you over exaggerate every move you would normally make. Instead of not washing your hands for 20 seconds, you wash your hands for 5 minutes. I don't want it. It might get up under my fingernails. It might get in my cuticles. Oh my goodness, I might have touched my nose too many times. So now you're putting sanitizer all up in your nose. You're doing crazy stuff because you are so afraid that something is gonna happen that you over exaggerate every move that you would normally make. Now don't get me wrong, people have died from COVID and people are dying. But I'm telling you, you got to harness in your own emotions and your own fears. Don't torment yourself. Don't be your own worst enemy by over exaggerating everything. I'm not telling you to not be careful. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, don't freak yourself out. Don't freak yourself out. You come straight in the house, take your clothes off at the front door, make a beeline to the bathroom, take a shower and everything because you're afraid that it's going to get on you. Well, I'm going to tell you, one thing about fear is never going to talk nothing to you that's going to make sense. It's never going to talk nothing in you to make you brave. It's always going to say something to make you more afraid. You need to do this. You need to be careful. Now, you know such and such died, or you know this what happened to him. You know this what happened to her. But that's not you. That's not you. Unless you let it be. Unless you let it be. And some people worry about so much stuff, they'll find another reason to worry. They'll worry about this, and somebody else will find out, they'll see something, and oh, that happened to them. So it's in my neighborhood. Well, what if it's not? What if it's not? I talked to an old man one time before. This man was like 95, 6 years old. He said something to me as a young man that I never forgot. Now, I'm not telling you about any stretch of the imagination that I'm some kind of superhero. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I'm a jovial person. I laugh, I have a good time, I enjoy myself. I'm not gonna freak myself out because one thing I found out, Art Linkletter. Art Linkletter is the guy that talked about he was the original guy that did Kids Say the Darndest Thing, the show that Bill Cosby was on with the little kids. And Art Linkletter said something I never forgot about. He said, don't take yourself so seriously because one day you're gonna die. One day you're gonna die. So the question is, are you gonna torment yourself to the day you die? Or are you gonna enjoy your life while you're here? It's your choice. It's your choice. But this 96-year-old man said to me, he said, let me tell you something, young man. They did a study. This man was 96. He said they did a study, and they said in every human life, all of us have fears. He said, but only about 1.5 to 2% of the things that you fear your entire life will actually happen. Only 1.5 to 2% of the things that you fear in your entire life will actually happen. Now you think about it, we got a multiplicity of things we can be fearful of. A ton of them we can be afraid of. Afraid to drive, afraid to whatever. You can be afraid and have fear of all kind of stuff. The list, afraid of spiders, afraid of fleas, fearful. The list goes on and on. But if you live 100 years, and let's put this in perspective, if you live to be 100 years old, only one thing that you're afraid of in your whole life will actually happen. If 100 years is 100%, one thing. Afraid of not having enough money, afraid you got too much money, afraid somebody gonna rob you, afraid this gonna happen, fearful of that. Only one thing out of 100 years of your life is gonna actually happen. That's the percentage if you look at percentages, if you live 100 years. And you think about that, it's amazing that you allow yourself to continue to be tormented and tortured. You can feel it. You can feel it in your body when you're afraid. It makes some people shake. I got a little dog, and our little dog is afraid of the air fryer that we have. And when the air fryer turns on, she begins to tremble because she's afraid. How many of you trembling about stuff that you don't even need to be trembling about? It ain't nothing but an air fryer. It ain't gonna kill you. It ain't gonna kill you unless you let it. The shark not gonna kill you because it's a nurse shark. The water not gonna drown you. Just learn how to swim. Come on, man. I'm not trying to act like I'm invincible, because I'm not. I'm human. But I'm just trying to help somebody to be shaken out of their stupor and stop torturing yourself unnecessarily. Because some fears are necessary. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just go put your hand on a hot stove. You don't want to walk in no electricity with no shoes on. You want to just jump in a puddle of live wires. I'm not talking about being stupid. I'm just saying, think about it. Think about what's happening. How long do you want to allow yourself to be tortured? Because that's what you're doing. You are torturing yourself. Before last Christmas was the best time of your life. But the minute you turn on that TV and start seeing this stuff about this COVID-19 and towers and all this other stuff, now you don't even want to go outside. You used to love to go outside. Now you don't even want to go outside. You are killing yourself. You're killing yourself. You got to live again. You let the sun touch your face. You got to live again. You driving around. You want to take a shower with a mask on your face. Come on. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Because much of this is false evidence appearing real. False is not true. False evidence appearing real. It just appears to be real. It appears to be real. It's almost like the Wizard of Oz. You fall in the yellow brick road, but you finally get there and you realize the Oz is just a little midget behind her, pulling a bunch of strings, freaking you out, making you think something that's real, and it's not real. It's not real. It's not real. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this video. I'm gonna let it end, but I just want to say one last thing too, that you can catch. It's easier for you to catch fear than it is for you to catch courage. Let me give you an example. You ever been somewhere, going somewhere? I remember years ago, me and my cousin was going to a concert, and we was the last ones going into the concert. But we noticed everybody turned around and started running our direction. So we didn't know where we was running from. We just turned around and we took off running too. We didn't know where we was running from, but we ran. Because that's what fear will do. Fear will make you take off without even knowing why you're running. It will make you take off and not even know why you're running. Come to find out, somebody did it as a joke. They took off running and everybody else took off running. Domino effect. False evidence appearing real. It wasn't even real. It wasn't even real. Wasn't even real. So it's just something to consider. It's something to consider. Now, you can continue to go on if you want to, but I just got a news flash for you. Everything you fear is not real. It's not real. It's your perception of it. It's not real. You can be recording something. You can zoom in onto a fence, and you can zoom into that fence, and even though the fence is there, you can look right past it. Many of your fears are going to stop once you learn to look past them. They're going to stop once you learn to look past them. They're going to look. Some of you ain't got married because you're afraid you're not going to be a good wife. Some of you ain't got married because you're afraid you're not going to be a faithful husband. You got to make a decision. Make a decision. Make a decision. You're not going to know if you don't ever try. It's not real. Don't freak yourself out any longer. Now, I want to take a second right now, I want to pray for the people that I feel that some people are freaking out and fearful. And I just want to pray for you that God would touch your heart and help you to get beyond this fear, because get past it so at least you can cope. That they don't torment you any longer, because it's tormenting you and it's going to break down your immune system, and it's going to cause, because your body is affecting your immune system. Stress and fear affects your immune system, and your immune system breaks down. Then next thing you know, you're sick. You're afraid to be sick, but you're going to end up being sick because you're afraid. Let me pray right quick. Father, we give you praise right now, and we just want to pray for somebody at the sound of my voice at this, God, because you led them. I don't care if it's one person you led to this video. This one person needed to hear it. They needed to hear it because they've been tortured and tormented by fear, by watching stuff on TV, some stuff lying, telling them all kind of stuff. They built their whole reality around a bunch of lies, and now they're afraid and they're scared, they're tormented and tortured. And I thank you, but this being the last day, they're going to be tortured by this. Maybe they can be afraid of something else, but they're not going to be tortured by this incident anymore. And I just pray right now for them, God, that I just take authority over this spirit of fear that's coming over them. I just bind it and cast it out in the name of Jesus Christ, that it has no more power over them, that they wake up and get shaken out of this stupor that they're in, and they begin to live again, that they're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. And I want you to put your hand on your heart and say, hey, I don't care what happens. I'm going to be all right. Might happen to somebody else, but I'm going to be all right. And that's all you have to do. Think about, I'm going to be all right. Talk to yourself, because something else is talking to you. You better talk to yourself and say, encourage yourself. I'm going to be all right. If I never do another video, you can encourage yourself. I definitely do it for me. When nobody else believes in me, I believe in myself. I'm going to be all right. I'm not going to be tormented or be afraid of unnecessary stuff. And if I am afraid, I do get afraid, I'm not going to stay afraid. Something is wrong when you stay afraid and you become fearful, full of fear. I don't know about y'all, but I know somebody out there hear what I'm saying. So I want to leave you with this question. Who needed to hear that? Y'all have a great day.